Good morning, my fellow Canadians. I wasn't going to do a video today. I'm hurting like a son of a gun. Thank God for the meds. But I've read this story 3 times, and I have to share this. I've gone on in the past about the disconnect between reality and theory, about academics and elitists, and how totally disconnected they are from practical reality. I've gone on about this time and time again. Every time I see this, I shake my head. But yesterday's Sun ran a story. God bless Sue Ann Levy. If anything illustrates more tellingly the stupidity of the loony left, the inability to just see what's in front of your face. If your brakes are going, what would you do? You would go see a mechanic or a brake specialist, right? Not Toronto City Council people. No, they'll form a committee to study what's happening. And of course, you get in your buddies, $500 a day at the taxpayers' money, 3, 4, 5 day committee to study the problem. And then they conclude that the brakes are going. So now they form another committee, a steering committee, to find out, what do we do? How do we fix this? What are our options? So by the end of the day, you're going to spend several thousand or $100,000, whereas anybody with a brain says the brakes are going, will go to a brake specialist and get it fixed. I'd like to point this out. Now, this was a story, God bless Sue Ann Levy. I'm not going to violate the copyright laws, but just Cabbagetown. Anybody knows Cabbagetown here in Toronto? This is the ward of one of the real gems, one of the shining stellar lights in Toronto City Council. This one's a real pip in terms of brains and common sense. One of the residents in Cabbagetown got tired of the problems that came when the city decided in their infinite wisdom to move in safe injection sites and respite shelters. So anybody with the brains of a tulip knows where you bring in drugs, you're going to get prostitution, you're going to get criminality, you're going to get, I went on in a previous post about my buddy's area that's been taken over, the problems they are now having with the legal pot shops and the drug dealers that have moved in, and prostitutes, assaults, robberies, generally toning down the neighborhood, residents living in fear, break-ins. So this gentleman said, I'm going to do something about this. He did a GoFundMe. He says, we've called our councilwoman's office, councilperson's office. Nothing gets done. We call the cops. Nothing gets done. The drug dealers are out there. The prostitutes are out there. So he did a GoFundMe. He raised $8,000. Now bear that in mind, $8,000. And he hired a security company. Because he's a pacifist, he hired a security company that is a no contact. Okay, very important. They are not there to engage. They are there to deter the criminality. But if there is a threat of physical violence or a threat of physical contact, they are under orders, these security people, to retreat. Do not engage. Most important. So of the 8,000, he spent 5,000. But as a consequence, overdoses are down. Drug activity is reduced, vastly reduced. Prostitution is vastly reduced, because what the security people do, big car says security on the sides with a flashing orange light, and they pull up where they see a prostitute conducting business and turn on the flasher and say, basically, what are you doing here? Well, we're just hanging out. So they just sit there in their car with the light going. Now, drug dealers, prostitutes, they operate in the shadows. They do not like the cold light of day. They cannot bear close scrutiny. So they move on to other areas. So consequently, he has made his area safer. $100,000. So, what is his council person? She's pissed off that a civilian undertook an initiative to make his neighborhood safer. She's pissed off and dismissive. Here's what he said. When he called his councilwoman or call the police, they tell us all about all the amazing things they've been doing and then why they can't do anything else. Okay? They're talking. He's doing, but they're talking. But the councilwoman, she's not too sold on the idea of what he's doing. In the meetings with Toronto police, they've been urging residents to report criminal activity directly to them. Like, because that's worked out really well so far. The criminal behaviors that residents are witnessing are deeply distressing. No one should have to live with the threat of harassment or feeling intimidated and unsafe in their neighborhoods, she says. Now, catch this. The city, which means your tax dollars, right? The city is investing this month in a special services worth $1 million. $1 million they're going to spend exclusively for Cabbagetown and Moss Park. Right? You have a solution. You spent $5,000 on a solution that is bearing fruit and working. Can't have that. No, we're going to spend $1 million on initiatives that probably won't do a single goddamn thing. There you have the disconnect between reality and theory, between a pragmatist and an elitist. I saw a program, it was very good. Now, I can't recall, I think it was Saskatchewan, a community that was plagued by crime. They contacted the RCMP and they have civilian patrols. Again, they do not engage. They aren't a bunch of armed right-wing lunatics. They wear, I believe, a vest, like a safety vest. They have direct radio links to the police. They know their neighborhoods. They know who does and who does not belong. They know what is and is not suspicious behavior. And these retirees or shift workers who have time, it's a community watch, but they actually patrol the neighborhood. They don't just watch. They actually patrol the neighborhood. And where they see overt criminality, they call the cops. And the cops are responding very quickly because they are in direct communication, much quicker than if you call 911 and try to get through and hope you don't get put on hold. Practical solution to a real problem. But we can't have that. No, not under the loony left. A real solution, practical solution, pragmatic solutions, and inexpensive, comparably speaking, to the money that gets thrown around. Can't do that. No. There won't be any committees. There won't be a chance for the party faithful or the friends to get their nose into the public trough. I don't know whether to laugh or freaking cry. I really don't. I really don't. All I could say to the Toronto Sun is God bless you, and Sue Ann Levy, God bless you for putting this story out there, because if anything illustrates absolutely perfectly the stupidity, the idiocy, the moronic, half-baked, sheer disconnect on the part of Toronto City Council with reality, this is it. It was in yesterday's Sun. Please read it yourself. Look it up if you can find it online. Sue Ann Levy. You're going to shake your head. You are going to shake your head. Oh, my poor Canada. My poor Toronto. Have a good day.